The last time we were here, and I'll drop the music and no mic soon, after the recap.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we were here, you arrived to Lothar's personal mansion, which he gifted you, as thanks for everything you've done, protecting his sister, his fiancée, and his friend. So you can now use this place as your home base of operations if you would like while you're in Alsagard. You've had cordial conversation with Lothar, and at the end of the session, he asked you a question. What do you do when there is an evil that you cannot defeat by just means? Do you stain your hands with evil to destroy evil? Or do you remain steadfastly just and righteous, even if it means surrendering to evil? And I'm going to place the music in no mic.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's different.
It is different.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this dramatic.
I hope it's dramatic at this point.
Alright, so Lothar will ask the question once more. Do you stain your hands with evil to destroy evil? Or do you remain steadfastly just and righteous, even if it means surrendering to evil? And he's going to begin looking around the room.
Bruh. Okay, fine. Fuck, I'll do it.
Let's go!
Just give me 1 second to get into the vibe.
Yeah, no worries.
But I'll go first. Ooh, my heart's pounding. Okay. I'm seeing, that Elise and Zenlius have already answered, and noting the kind of tense silence that seems to fall over the table. Amalthea is actually going to kind of shift uncomfortably in her chair, and she is going to look down at one of her hands, and she's going to turn it, palm side up, and then turn it over so that way she can actually look at her actual palm, and past the glove she can see the black marks marring her skin, the sign, a sign of her ascension, and the sign that Hadar has his eye on her. And she's finally going to talk, and her tone is going to be a bit quiet. But there's something interesting going on, honestly, and it's that usually, ever since she put her mask on, the color has been red, to match the other color of her eye. But as she begins to talk, it changes color, and it turns pink.
Interesting.
Oh, well, evil is very subjective to people. What one person calls evil might not be evil to another. Ultimately, I believe it falls on how that power is handled by the person, because a person with a good heart using evil powers can still do just and righteous things. Just like evil people with good powers can use that good power for bad things. And she's finally going to close her fingers up into a fist, and when she opens it back up again a moment later, 3 white aberrant butterflies are crawling in her palm, and they crawl onto the backs of her hand, and she turns her hand over to watch them. She's not looking at anybody else. I feel like that it depends on what's truly in your heart, but if you really don't want philosophicals, I would indeed use an evil power to accomplish my goals, if it meant that the people I loved and the world as a whole was made better. And if the exchange was that I was ultimately punished for using that evil power, then so be it.
I understand. Well, my question was more so about what you consider evil. And it seems I've received your answer.
And she
Thank
puts her
you.
hand. She puts her hand back in her lap without responding, and she's cupping her hands and just watching the butterflies crawl around in them now. But it's obvious that she has been distinctly made uncomfortable by the question.
Mm. And as you fall silent, Lothair will start perusing the room with his eyes next, as he looks from person to person, inviting any of you to speak up next.
Nuna doesn't speak up, but she does sort of glance a little bit at Malthi at her response, but ultimately she turns her gaze back down to her untouched wine glass. She's just sort of tracing a finger along the foot of the glass. Remaining silent.
And Lothair is going to notice you, Demnuna, as you're sort of inspecting. And he's going to... He'll remain silent for a moment, not exactly calling you out. But he is going to look around the room with somewhat of a smile as he says, I'll start calling on people.
Oh no!
No!
We're back in the schoolhouse. That leaves, let's see, that leaves Tempo, that leaves Kailus, that leaves Emerin, Lucia, that leaves Setsuka, that leaves Tempo and Cass. Voluntold Elliot!
I'm going to prioritize player characters first.
Yeah. That's fair.
So, it's now a voluntold Cass.
That's fine with me.
Damn.
I'm voluntold guests as well.
I also
Damn.
voluntold Cass.
Also, Zenlius, Elise, are you two wanting to revisit your answers as well? So I can know if I
No.
want to put you... You're not? Okay, so you're no
Got
longer
response.
in the pool. Sounds good. Remind me what you guys said last time again?
Mine was just, you do what you have to do. Or you do what you have to.
Do what you have to, okay. And Elise?
I don't remember his exact wording, unfortunately, but it was along the lines of morals are individual. I don't really care about the moral of power.
Gotcha, okay. Alright, sounds good. In that case, that leaves Kess, Setaria, Tempo, Demnuna, as far as player characters go.
Sure does, buddy.
So, As-
Roll a dice.
Nah, I'll go.
Okay.
you'll go? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll say after every 3 player characters, I'll have one NPC chime in, but go ahead, Kess.
I said buckets. Seeing how no one really wants to speak up, Kess is clears her throat, and she wants to start, but she kind of hesitates and takes another minute or so to reconsider her thoughts. But finally, she says, "Well, I hate the rotten world. I have every reason to stain blood with more blood. But he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. And that would be a disservice to my princess and the love she spread. To your question, I'll remain just and righteous in what I
Ooh.
believe."
Oh, I love that. Right,
Hell
just
yeah,
in what I
Cass.
believe. Hell yeah, Cass.
It's a good answer.
I like that we're
That is a
seeing a
good
broad
answer.
spectrum of self-reflection from everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Lothar is going to give you a nod, yes, and he's going to say, I can respect one who clings to justice. So even if it means surrendering to evil, you'll try to find a way.
Then let my death be a martyr to those, inspire the next generation of truth seekers and justice.
Impressive. Thank you for your answer. Alright. And Lothar is going to start looking around the room again. Would you like player character to go or NPC to go? Party?
I mean, technically, we already had 3 player characters go.
Quest was 4.
Quest was 4.
Then there's...
So I point at either Elliot or Setsuka.
Oh right, Zenlius, Elise, Amalthea, and then NPC. Okay. I'll do 2 after Kess, and then... Or 2 after this next one, and then another NPC, so... I had more, but I thought this would be more simple. That's fair.
It was very
Simple and straight to
That's
the
good.
point.
Right to the point is also very good. Alright, so in that case, we'll do an NPC. And we'll have them roll.
good. Nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to roll a d5, which does not exist, but on tabletop, on Roll20, it does.
Yep.
Elliot! And Lothar is going to look to you, look to Elliot.
God,
You
looks
really
at
did
himself.
Looks at yourself.
Teehee. And Lothar
There's
is
going to look to me.
Look to you, yes.
Says you.
Oh, God.
Yes,
Okay,
says me.
Okay.
So as Lothar looks to Elliot, he's going to say, what of you, my friend? I know you've had your thoughts on people's place in this world. Have your opinions changed any while you've been on your adventure? And Elliot is going to look to Lothar as he says so, as he asks this question, and he's going to glance towards this side of the table first,
Mm-hmm.
before looking back to Lothar, and he's going to say, if it means putting out a greater evil, then you know the term, the lesser of two evils. I'd have to agree with that statement. I don't think anyone could always be completely just if they want to get their goals done. Sometimes you have to get your hand dirty. And, well, that's always been a goal of mine, or an opinion of mine, but finally I have the strength to do something about it. So yes, I would commit evil to destroy evil.
I shake your hand, Elliot. Ow!
You okay?
My iPad fell on my foot.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
I'm alright.
And Lothar is going to give a nod to Elliot as well. So your opinion is the same. Good to know. And finally, he's going to start looking to Sitaria, Tempo, and Demnuna.
Everyone on the right.
Yes, everyone on the right. Hides under my desk. Alright, looks like I'm rolling.
Uh-oh.
Sataria, who? We're gonna roll. The dice will decide. Tempo, you're up.
Hey!
So, Tempo, Lothar is going to direct his gaze towards you next, before saying, and what of you, Tempo? What's your answer to this question?
Hey, you're muted. Sly.
Hello.
You're muted.
Sly. Hello, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I just got back from the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fair.
No worries.
It's your turn to answer the question.
Who's asking me a question?
Lothair.
So
Hello,
Lothair is
Lothair?
asking you the answer to your question, or your answer to his question.
What is he asking me?
The
So
same
the
question from
question
last
is,
session.
yes. So the same question from last session. What do you do when there is an evil that you cannot defeat by just means? Do you stain your hands with evil to destroy evil, or do you remain steadfastly just and righteous, even if it means surrendering to evil?
I would choose to defeat evil with evil. There's no point in just what is it? The other option was if I don't, there's a chance that I might falter to evil. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct. When there is an evil that you cannot defeat by just means, sticking to just means you surrender to evil.
I don't think I could ever surrender to evil, so I think even if I have to sacrifice myself for a greater good, I think that's the decision I would make.
A respectable answer.
And then I can become somebody else's problem.
Hey.
I do wonder how far you would take your evil. I suppose that's to be seen. Thank you for your answer.
It's fucking ominous.
Alright, and I'm going to roll a d2. Zataria is 1, Demnuna is 2.
Oh.
Alright, Seta,
Alright.
you're up. It's okay, don't overthink it. Talk your shit, queen.
Talk your shit, Queen.
Talk your shit, queen.
I'm overthinking my
You're
overthinking.
overthinking. It's okay. Say what's in your heart. The first thing. Don't overthink it.
It's too late. I've already overthought it.
It's okay. Just
You
say
got
it.
this.
During the whole time that everybody's been answering, Sataria's just been, she's been listening, but just looking at her empty plate before her, and, finally, as the silence grows again, she looks up and, decides to speak. Definitely not forced by D&D God, but and she looks a little concerned by the question, not by people's answers, but by the question itself. I don't mean to offend or anything, sir, but in this world where it's more complicated, I feel like such a black and white question would be unfair to my friends. It's unfair and to put them in such a place and to make them choose between two things that are inherently very different when it's just the circumstance of how they were born and what the world throws at them. And unfortunately, I can't answer because I can't choose between the two.
And up until now, Lothair has been sort of smiling as he's assessed your answers and hearing your answers, Zataria. His smile fades a little bit as he looks directly at you. But the smile returns to his expression, and as he says, Well, it's meant to be an unfair question, to be honest. Even if I ask for you to humor me, will you refuse me an answer?
I apologize. I will still refuse.
Well, I certainly can't make you answer. And he's going to look around the table next. And I'll do the NPC roulette once more.
Talk your shit, little
Setsuka.
sister!
And Setsuka is going to raise her hand as she says, I suppose I'll answer next. Well, I'm not really one for philosophies, really, but I think I would stick to justice. If one spreads evil, then wouldn't that just be perpetuating what the root of the problem is? If someone sticks true to who they are, if there's someone who's just, then I'm sure they'll find a way to combat evil. It might take a bit longer. It might take a bit longer. And that's okay, because taking shortcuts isn't always the answer. Good things are worth working hard for. That's my answer.
Fuck shit, queen.
Fuck your shit, queen.
I feel like she's staring directly at her big sister during all this.
It's okay, she was staring more so at her hands.
Poor kid.
Babe.
Hee hee. And Lothar will look to you next time, Nuna.
And, Yamnuna will glance at him. She still looks rather hesitant to say anything.
Seeing this, Malthea is gonna kind of reach out. You know how you kind of like shoulder bump somebody next to you when you're sitting next to them? She kind of does that and just gives her a little nod and a little glance. It's okay. You got this.
And she does glance over to Malthea, the reassurance, but ultimately she looks back down at her wine glass. Well, it is a difficult question to answer, and everyone seems to have their own opinions on the matter at that. In what way would you answer the question yourself, Lothar?
I intend to answer, but I'd like to gauge the table first.
And she closes her eyes and breathes in and out at that. I see. Well, and she tries to sit up a little bit more. Take in another breath, breathe it out. She pulls her hand away from her wine glass and instead looks at the palm of her hand. To stain one's hands with evil is to perpetuate the existence of it. But surrendering oneself to evil also perpetuates its existence, regardless of one's intentions. It's not either choices. And then her voice dies in her throat as she stiffens, and another one replaces it.
Oh god, oh
That is
no.
choice. That is a trick question. The only choice between those two options is to lose. And then she blinks as she straightens up even further, just a hand quickly slipping up to her mouth. Excuse me, I'll be right back. And she stands up from the table and she starts to quickly walk away.
And seeing this, Thea immediately is going to get up and just follow. Nuna! Nuna, wait!
Oh, fuck.
And Amalthea,
Yes.
Lothar's going to say, "Could you please sit, Amalthea?"
But... Hey,
Please, sit.
and she sits. Even though she looks like she very much does not want to.
Thank you. Is your friend having difficulty with her aspects?
Yes.
Then now's the perfect time to leave her alone, in my opinion. If you keep coddling her, well, it might be difficult for her to grow out of this.
It's not that I want to coddle her. I'm more worried about what they're telling her.
Let them tell her, in my opinion. She'll develop her own opinions in time. That's what I think. A Wilden's aspects are truer to oneself than anyone's friendship could ever be, from what I understand. Would you deny her what her inner selves are telling her?
And she opens her mouth. And it looks like she's gonna say something. But then she goes quiet.
And Lothar will give a small smirk before he's going to whisper to his side. And you feel like you see a shadow move from behind him towards where Demnuna has been going.
Can I roll Arcana on that? I just want to see
Go
what
ahead.
it is.
I would also like to do that.
Give me just a second. I gotta pull up my
What
sheet.
do I get any benefits for being a shadow freak?
I'll give you a plus. I'll give you a +2.
Awesome. Is this an undead?
Hey!
Oh!
Ooh, damn. Okay, Zenlis.
Well, it doesn't matter what I roll.
So let's see. Gotta check the DC really quick. You guys are level 12, right? Well. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Zenlis. Only you're able to really discern what this is, but as you gaze upon the shadow and inspect it, you get the same feeling from it that you got from Faceless earlier.
Okay.
Tracks.
Yeah.
And let me go to the other map really quick. Alright, Damnuna.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you ran out into the lobby.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. There you are. And let me put you back in the lobby. That's totally the lobby.
Roll
second
for
floor.
initiative. No.
Roll.
It's right out. It's so basically the lobby is connected to the dining room through a small hallway.
What's the chance of me melding my shadow with that one?
Ooh, interesting.
I see a shadow flick off. I can send a shadow wherever I want.
That's true. You could totally send a shadow to chase after that shadow if you'd like to try.
I love how you say try. I love the word try there.
Yeah, you know.
She doesn't need it. She'll be fine.
Okay. Alright, sounds good. Alright, Demnuna, you are by yourself, supposedly, from what you can tell.
DM, can I just confirm, is this technically the first and the second floor?
This is technically the first floor.
Okay.
Like, no, it is the first floor, it's just I used the wrong map. for it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is on the first floor.
Yeah, this is the first floor.
Because the layout of the first floor is different from the second floor, actually, so...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
She sort of stumbles out of the dining room and she, when she gets to the middle of the lobby, she sort of stops for a moment, just trying to catch her breath and calm herself, because she was not expecting that to happen, and she's a little freaked out right now. But she, after taking a few breaths, she takes a look around, trying to find somewhere to go settle her thoughts in peace for a moment. And seeing, she sees the stairwell up, and she doesn't really want to go upstairs. And you know what? Can I do, like, I guess a perception check just to see what's around her right now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Roll me a perception check. Ooh, that's really good.
Did I use my background? I have it now.
Yes, you do have your background. What would you like to use your background? Go ahead.
I have advantage on perception rolls now.
Yes, you do. Go ahead. You may roll your.
Better. No, I
extra-
can't. That's okay.
Alright, so
yeah, they are
34.
good now, aren't they?
Yeah, we have our backgrounds now.
They are good. Oh my goodness.
With
Indeed.
advantage on something you have like a plus billion in.
Listen, I can use my advantage as many times as I want. If I get a crit, then that's better.
I forgot.
Yes,
to
that's
put my name.
fair.
Does that really quick. Scaladians.
Okay.
My thought is put the advantage in something your ass at.
I was really good at. Well, actually, I didn't have a choice in the advantage. It was either that or
That's
something
fair,
else.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Alright, so Demnina, as you begin to look around, you'll notice that it is a fairly still and quiet mansion. It's well decorated with not a blemish in the furniture, walls, ceilings, or floor. You see a pair of statues to the left and right of the stairs, and you see what appears to look like a hallway north of the hallway that led you to the dining room. But interestingly enough, you see a shadow on the ceiling.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh.
And you see Faceless's dark red eyes looking directly at you.
I don't like that.
Yeah, she doesn't like that either. DM, do we have our weapons right now?
You do, yes. They were not
Okay.
confiscated.
Okay, perfect. Why am I waiting to see what people type?
Oh, no, you're fine.
Just do your thing.
She's gonna grab for her staff and put in front of herself and address the shadow, just like, reveal yourself, or I will attack you.
And as you notice him and make your declaration, the shadow cools out of the ceiling and falls onto the floor as from it you see Faceless rise as they approach you.
Who are you? Stay back.
And in multiple voices, they begin to speak to you. You can put away your weapon. I'm not going to hurt you. I've been sent by the prince to keep an eye on you, so you do not get hurt while you are away.
Forgive me if I do not trust your word.
I'm not attacking you right now, am I?
But you were following me.
As I've said, it is on the prince's orders.
Then go back to your prince.
Unfortunately, you do not command me. In fact, I would advise you not to take long. You don't want to keep a host waiting, especially in political matters such as this.
Just leave me alone and I will be back momentarily.
Leave you alone is not my command. I will stay within sight of you, but I will not leave.
Don't like this guy.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more? They'll stay between what?
Oh, it's not his order to leave, so he'll stay within sight of you, but he's gonna stay right here.
Okay.
Or wherever you go.
Oh, God. He's interesting. She doesn't put her staff away. She actually, she starts to growl a little at him.
Oh no.
I said, leave me.
And instead of deigning your words with a response, Faceless simply stands there as they continue to peer into your eyes.
Oh man. Amazing.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it would not be
wouldn't.
amazing. God.
I do not want to turn this into a political fucking nightmare.
Isn't that your thing, though?
No.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Oh god. Just should I take a step back again? And give me a second.
No worries.
I'm gonna check
I think
something
I know
real quick.
exactly what's about to happen.
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen.
You're
All
pointing
right.
at Kess.
I'm just, making sure, he's staring. Make sure everyone knows.
Ah, okay, that's
And Selena doesn't look that great right now. She's in a defensive stance, but like her hand is shaking. Her attempts to get her breathing back into control are basically in the gutter now. She's Star.
Stairs. Stare.
She's breathing heavily, a little bit erratically, and who blinks? No, we're not doing it again.
She'll never get an answer out if you distract her. Stop.
Alright, I'm sorry, go on.
No worries. I wish. I am nothing but a distraction to myself. Anyways, even so, she seems immobilized with indecision between taking their words and trusting them and reacting to the situation and in her indecision. Someone else makes the decision instead.
God
And-
damn it.
As before she can make her choice, she changes form.
Hmm.
Oh god, who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be?
You wouldn't tell me who it is. Now I get to find out in real time. Who the fuck is it?
And, yeah, it's literally Wilden Roulette, by the way. I'm rolling these randomly.
Yeah. It's Wilden Roulette.
And, she drops her staff, and hands come up to her face, clenching it.
No.
She growls harder.
No.
And And Hunter comes out.
Fucking
Nice.
Christ, go away! Fuck you! I fucking knew it! I knew the second you said you hit roulette and you wouldn't tell me who it was. I knew it was this goddamn bitch. Damn it! Alright, proceed.
Anyways, she growls in frustration. Just for a moment before she straightens herself back out again. And her demeanor is different now. As she addresses the, what's his name? Faceless?
Faceless.
Faceless.
Yes, she addresses Faceless. Fine. Do what you will. We are alright with this. And she leans down to pick up her staff, but then she gets a good look at herself, and she wrinkles her nose. Oh, what is this fucking thing on you? And instead of grabbing her staff, she straightens up again as she reaches for her sleeves and she rips them off.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, not the dress!
And after that, she takes a grip of all of the girding that she has, and she thinks about ripping that too. But that would be a bit of a mess, so she just knots it off at her side. There we go. Now I can move. And she grabs her staff. And she puts it away. Alright. I'm done here. Let's go.
Finally comfortable, are we?
Never better. Let's go.
And Faceless will turn away from you, Hunter, as they begin to lead you back towards the dining hall. But even with their back turned towards you, you get the distinctive feeling that they're probably still watching you.
Somehow.
She watches his back, but she doesn't seem perturbed by this. She just continues.
Sounds good. And eventually you reach the dining hall, at which point Faceless disappears into the shadows once more. And party, as Damnuna returns, you'll notice that she is currently in her form as Hunter.
She's fucked up her dress!
Yeah.
Yep, and she's fucked up her dress.
And seeing this, one or two more Baron butterflies pop up around Amalthea, just materializing out of like a little wisp of aberrant energy, and she just kind of says to herself very quietly, "This is what I was worried about."
And Lothar is going to say, "Welcome back. Please, take your seat."
And as she starts coming back in, she takes a glance around the room. Before her eyes land on Lothar. And she gives him a little grin. Don't mind if I do. Maybe things might get interesting now.
Well, I certainly hope so. Right, I didn't really get an answer out of you earlier. Would you care to provide it now that you've caught your breath?
embarrassing. I mean, after all, if the question's unfair, then why play fair? Between two losing choices, just make a third choice.
And Lothar's going to gesture for you to go ahead.
What? Still always secrets? We'll have to get to know each other better before that.
So you're saying that you'll come up with a third choice, but you're not going to tell me it? Well, that's fine.
Well, didn't say that. Perhaps I'm going to tell you in private chambers.
She takes her glass and she starts to drink her wine.
Damn. Go ahead, Amalthea.
Just peeking around her, she's going to say, "That's Hunter's answer, by the way, not Dam Nuna's." She never got to finish answering.
What's
I suspect it was mine.
You are part of her, sure, but you are also your own. So no, she didn't get to finish answering.
And Elliot is going to. He looks a bit awkward there as he sort of scratches his cheek, and he's going to say, never mind. And Lothar is going to give like a small snicker, Hunter. Imagine your girlfriend asking Netflix and chill with the friend you look up to. Oh no.
That just happened to him! This is so funny.
Oh my
Hey, yo.
god!
Hey, yo!
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey,
Hey, yo.
Heyo.
Anyway,
Yes.
And Lothar's going to look to Kailus next, after sort of snickering to your answer, Hunter, before saying, "Now what does the great leader of Trailblazers have to say for his answer?" To which Kailus will say, "I've committed my fair share of evils already. Not for good reasons in the past, mind you, but nowadays I have something worth fighting for. And even if it means having to bloody my hands a little bit. Well, it's better that my hands become bloodied over anyone else's." Get this motherfucker out of here. He shakes your hand too. We're doing good, guys. At this, we're doing real good.
He's
Welcome
got
to
a
you.
variety of interesting, truthful answers. It's a blend, so...
It is pretty much a blend, yeah. And once Kailus has given his answer, Lothar will look to Lucia next. And Lucia was eating still, sort of like stuffing her face a little bit, on some turkey. And then as Lothar looks at her, she looks up, realizes that she's put on the spot, and quickly wipes her mouth down. Before saying, "Well, if it's a matter of good and evil, well, first and foremost, I'm a soldier. I follow orders. The orders of my lady. Well, I'll let Emerin answer. for herself, but given her disposition, I'm more likely to commit to justice. You just like me for real? For hell yeah! She shakes her hand, Cuss. And finally, Lothar looks to Emran. But not before his expression towards Lucia got a little bit bored. And he's going to say, "All eyes are on you, my dear." To which Emran quickly chimes in, and she's going to say, "Please don't call me dear. In any case, you know my answer, Lothar. You know I've never approved of how you've changed. I'll stick to justice. I always will. Evil just hurts the people who care about you. Evil makes them see you turn into something completely different. Everything they loved and accepted about you in the beginning. It breaks apart. I choose justice, so I never have to make my loved ones go through that pain. To which Lothar is going to give a nod, and he says, "You've never changed." Unfortunately, I think protecting your loved ones from that, well, you can't protect someone forever. In any case, and he's going to look around the table. I suppose I did promise my answer, didn't I? In my opinion, I would choose to commit evil to destroy evil.
Any
This
reason
world
in
is-
particular?
Of course, this world isn't exactly fair to those who are always just, always kind. One might sometimes be put into a position where, in order to protect that which they care about, they commit evil. Certainly, the opinions of those close to oneself can change depending on one's actions. But if it were a decision between them viewing me differently and them living to view me at all, well, I certainly would prefer them to view me differently. Even if it means hurting them. It's a way to protect them sometimes, too. If you mean to take this world into your grasp, if you mean to fight against the unfair situations it tends to put you in, I think you have to do what you need to. And as he says that, he's going to give Zenlius a side glance.
Zumi's just kind of... He glances away a little bit.
In any case, I've heard your answers, and this is my opinion. If you decided that you would choose evil, then perhaps for similar reasons, or even the same reasons, we might align in some way and might be able to see eye to eye. If you chose justice, well, I can certainly agree, or I can certainly respect that, even if I don't agree. All I can simply say is, if that's truly the path that you intend to pursue, well, you'll need much more strength in order to acquire that path. And lastly, well, if you could not choose between the two, if you could not bring yourself to answer my question, or if you simply sought to find a third option, it's not that I don't understand your unwillingness to choose between the two, but I think that there's a bit of naivety in such decisions.
Naivety.
Naivety. There might be sometimes a situation where the world does not give you the option of choosing. And even if you were to turn away, well, turning a blind eye is an inadvertent malice. Turning a blind eye and refusing the situation is equal to enabling it.
Well,
Now, if you have this... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
by your own words then, you're admitting that in choosing to resort to evil means is the weaker method.
And Lothar's going to give a smile, and he's going to say, "That's very well, a proper assessment of my words. I can see how you'd come to that understanding. But no, I'm not saying it's a weaker method. I'm saying it's the path of least resistance."
Sounds like the boring path to me.
And sometimes the boring path is the most efficient path.
Efficient.
Efficient, correct.
Perhaps the naive one here is you then.
And he's going to give a smile. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, if you're so focused on finding the path of least resistance, I mean, the easiest method, all you're doing is shutting yourself.
All you're doing is what?
Shutting yourself in.
Okay.
And if all you do is stay behind your comfortable walls, you'll never grow. You'll never become anything more than the rat that you are.
Castles exist for a reason, but that does not mean generals and kings are confined to them at all times. A true commander knows when one must leave their castle and when one must take shelter within it. If it means the lives of many, any good commander would swallow their pride and sometimes choose the path that would allow them to make the most efficient decision.
don't see how the path of weakness is the path of the most efficiency. To each their own, I suppose.
I don't mean to interrupt Prince Lothar, but in such a world, wouldn't we need more hope? And, well, turning to evil would, I suppose, go against that. I know it's more efficient, but I still refuse to answer because there's a lot of factors that go into, I suppose, the answer, but I feel as if the answer would always be hope, and, well, and she looks a little conflicted again, and has her hands on the table and is kind of fiddling with her rings on her fingers, and just, this world needs something other than people striving or working towards evil, even if it is for good means.
Hi!
Oh.
Welcome back!
Welcome back.
Sorry.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't know if you knew that happened.
I lost my train of thought,
no,
but yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
You
no,
were
you're
saying
good.
hope.
Oh, no, it's okay, that's good, I think.
Okay. In which case, Lothar will answer you, Satari. He will say, hope certainly is a good thing. In small amounts. It allows for oneself to look for a brighter future, which, while they despair in the current. However, not everyone can rely on hope. Sometimes, one must create hope, and in order to do that, they must take the proactive decision.
Isn't believing in hope and creating hope the same thing? Honestly, really, the only problem I see here is that, well, I hope that your hope has a little something to back it up.
Wait, you hope that what?
I hope that your hope has a little something to back it up.
Okay, that the hope just isn't, like, empty.
Certainly. What my point is that hope can sometimes be a crutch. Not everyone has the position to rely on it. Certainly, one can wait for that opportunity to come. But in my opinion, even if a situation is hopeless, to take action in such a situation is to create hope. But I suppose that is just semantics. In creating hope, as you said, you believe in it. So in that case, my question is there a difference between taking action in a desperate situation and believing in hope?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, welcome back.
Okay, good. Welcome back. Did you hear the question?
No.
So Lothar asked, regarding the hope semantics. Oh, should I have to start right? Okay, so is there a difference between taking action in a hopeless situation, and having hope itself. But I'm not going to make you answer that question. Rather, I think it's something we can all sit and dwell upon.
I have something I'd like to say, actually.
In that case,
Not related
be
to
my
that
guest.
question, though.
Oh, go ahead, Elise.
So, there is a certain amount to be gained from inefficiency you should keep in mind outside of a moralistic or supportive manner. I have a question to pose to you, actually.
Ask away, and I'll see if I can answer.
You're given two options. One, take the easy path and deal with your foe easy and quickly. But the foe stays outside of your reach, and may eventually become a problem again. 2, risk your life entirely against this foe, but in the end gain a powerful ally.
Oh, I see you.
One of these is certainly the path of least resistance, yes?
Certainly true, but the long-lasting repercussions compared to one or the other gives a greater benefit when you combat the enemy.
We seem to think alike. I'm of the opinion that good and evil are things I don't really get and hold no power over me. But just assuming that you have certain ways of going through something is going to make you lose more than you gain.
Well, I must say I do like this question. It gives me room to think and question my path. As I've acted right now, as of recently, my current self might be more inclined to take the easy option, bide my time, and once I'm more prepared to strike, even if it means allowing them to run rampant for a while longer, I might allow that. However, that's certainly a time I wouldn't leave wasted. That's certainly the amount of time given to me would certainly be spent making contingencies, thinking of how to keep my loved ones safe, thinking of how I can be victorious. The latter option is certainly the greater risk with the greater reward. I have a tendency to be meticulous with my planning.
I'm of the opinion, in, let's say, all things, that the best answer is to be strong enough the first time. You don't need plans, or you don't need to think about or set things up for later. If you do all you need to right now.
And would you say you're in a position to always be prepared in the moment, to know every answer, to have every strength you need at any given time?
Nothing's taking me out yet.
Well, if I had that confidence, then yes, certainly I would choose the latter option.
And what's stopping you? Really? Aren't you tired of letting others know with your own life? Why don't you just take
You have to have more power at your fingertips than any of us combined.
And Lothair, hearing this question, is going to side glance Emran first, and he's going to sort of look at the expression on her face. He notices, and let's see, who else would be able to notice? Since you guys are sitting across from her, at least Sunlis, if you would like to roll perception, you might be able to notice out of the sleeves of
Oh
your
my
eyes.
God.
Oh my goodness, Elise.
Elise.
I'm staring really hard at my food. I
Yes.
haven't met anyone's eyes for about an hour.
Do we have our food yet? I don't think we got our food yet.
Oh shit,
We never got
Usaya
our
was
food.
Usaya was chowing the fuck down, so I assume she did.
There's canapes. There's appetizers on the table.
Okay.
We didn't get our
no,
food.
That's fine.
Appetizers on the table. Good save,
Those
good
are-
save, yes.
those are
Elisa's been
great.
staring at the free bread for an hour.
Absolutely.
Big Lothair garden breadsticks.
It was very
Yes.
great
Love their
tasting
garden
that time.
breadsticks. Oh no.
Aristinia garden.
Mm-hmm. Zenlis, you notice out of the corner of your eye that progressively Emran looked more and more conflicted and pained throughout the conversation, even bordering on uncomfortable. And as if noticing the same thing, Lothar is going to say, "You look troubled, Emran. If you need a moment to step out, there is a wonderful gazebo in the garden. Merlis, would you care to escort her?" And Merlis will stand, and as if taking any excuse to get out of this place, Emran will quickly take her leave, and Luce will follow.
That's so fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's so real.
It is.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. And Lothair waits for them to leave. And he's going to look to Elliot next as well. He's going to say, "Would you like to step away as well, Elliot?"
Uh-oh. He's getting us by ourselves.
No, that's
Which
fine.
Elliot is going to shake his head, and he's going to say, "No, I think I'll stay right here, Lothair. I think I want to hear what's happening." To which Lothair's going to give a nod. And he's going to look to you, Hunter, and Elise, and he's going to say, "Well, I'm glad that this conversation got to this point. And frankly, I wanted Amaryllis and Amaran to not be here when I got here, so thank you for giving me a reason to have them escorted out for now."
Oh, things finally going to get interesting.
I'm very good at making people uncomfortable.
Oh no. Right. I'd like to request that in the times to come, you stay out of the business in Valruth for the time being, and if at all possible, I'd like to invite you to join me in my endeavors of taking the throne.
I see.
Okay.
What's
Give me a
happening
lie.
here?
You said give you a why?
Give me a Y on the Falruth part.
Well, as far as Valruth goes, frankly speaking, that was my doing. As Aristinia's armies march towards Valruth, the capital itself will be in the prime position to be taken. By me, of course. As far as taking the capital itself, though, I think I'll certainly need some reinforcement. I have an army, sure, but I intend to have them more focused on damage control in the city itself. A lot of you seem experienced, worldly. I believe you know what's at stake for this continent, for this world, and I can guarantee you that when I take the throne, I'd be in a position of power to provide you aid, to stop the war against Grugshither itself, stop the war against Tilia. If you need Xander's head, I can provide reinforcements, supplies. Frankly speaking, with me in a position of power, it would better facilitate whatever plans you have.
Are you looking for support or are you looking for assassins?
Support. I intend to storm the castle. Percival's coup d'etat plan is something I intend to make my own.
Hunter's swirling her wine glass a little before she takes another sip. Turns her gaze at Lothair again.
Well, why don't I ask you this? What are you getting out of this? Taking the throne that's rightfully yours. Aren't you the prince?
I am the prince, however, the king and queen of Alsagard. Who knows when they'll pass and naturally give me the throne? And as it stands right now, they're too complacent. No, not complacent. Their priorities are entirely in the wrong places. They're more self-serving. I might be the prince, and I might be next in line, but this simply works out better for myself and for everyone involved, in my opinion.
You're just too impatient to wait, and you're taking matters into your own hands.
I suppose that's one way to put it. But you should know that under their rule, under the current rule of the king and queen, more people suffer every day. A suffering that would end with my rule.
And how would you accomplish that?
As any ruler would, with laws and regulations, with peace talks.
I'm
Would you
sorry.
like
That sounds
my
like more.
opinion? No, Cass, you can go for now.
Woof woof.
I'm sorry. That sounds more like tyranny than anything.
Tyranny.
Of course. Who's to say you will come mad with power?
That's certainly a fair point. I am asking you to put a lot of trust in me after a simple first or second meeting. But I'd like to think that I've been quite frank with you.
I'd like to be clear as well, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'm of the opinion that this plan doesn't serve you well enough. In the end, taking it all through force is not going to make you legitimate. No one's going to like you. And at what point, if the people below you don't like you, we'll get another Falvers situation. I'm of the opinion that you'd be much better to get the throne through guile than force.
If you take something by force, people will come to hate you and fear you, and who's to say that if we help you secure this throne through force, that the whole lot of us won't be on the chopping block at the end of the year, only to be replaced with something even worse.
We could maybe help with, well, making you present a better, well, not that it wasn't good to begin with, but like a good public image so that they could support you when you do take the throne eventually.
You want the people to love you. You want to be on their side. You want to be a savior to these people, because otherwise, the moment that you make them angry or they start to fear you, they'll throw you out like yesterday's garbage.
And I have a more direct proposal for that than just waiting.
Go ahead.
To be clear, this serves my purposes pretty strongly. I was kind of hoping we'd get to this point, because that leads me down the path I want to go, of course. If we take the throne via force, we'll have too many issues. If we wait, we'll let too many things happen. You need to push it to the point where you can take it peacefully. You have Falruth attempting to gain its own power. You have the South attacking, and you attacking them. Let the tensions push to a point where it looks like we are in enough danger that you can step in. If you make the current rulers look illegitimate, incompetent failures, then eventually they'll have no choice but to hand it down to you.
Either that or the people themselves will rise up and take care of it for you.
Unscathed, these rulers are as terrible as you say they will be on that path.
Well, you've certainly given me much to think about. And he's going to look to you, Elise, regarding your proposition. It sounded to me as if you wanted me to use you all as scapegoats.
For what?
Wait, is that not what you said? You said something about Valruth and the South. And
Oh.
then...
Elise's idea was let the tensions there push naturally on their own to the point that Alsagar is in enough danger that Lothair could insert himself into the throne room.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, basically
Honestly,
make it... Go ahead.
The idea is we could even instigate that if he needs us to. I don't want us to, but it's a possibility.
Right, okay, so I think that's where he...
That's where
on
his
the
brain went,
scapegoating
yeah.
part. Yeah, that's... okay. Well, you certainly have given me much to think about, then. Frankly, it sounds to me as if you all don't want to partake in this battle at the castle either.
It interferes with my current job, so I'd like to avoid it.
I'd rather not die so soon, if push comes to shove.
And all it takes is a different form of shove. And you can have the throne anyways.
I mean, I'm not against a good conscience. I think this one's more interesting. Besides, I'd rather not just blindly trust your word. Let's see your actions.
Fair. In that case, consider the coup d'etat in the castle on hold for now.
Could I sweeten the pot with one last thing?
Be my guest.
You sent Amaran out of the room. You know she wouldn't agree with this, of course.
Naturally.
Make yourself a hero in her eyes instead of a villain.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
I'm gonna be fucking honest. People like me now, that's weird. I'm definitely the worst of this group. And apparently I'm not the worst anymore. So you could probably do the same.
Go to try?
Well, not that I'm saying Elise is bad or anything, but change can happen, and well, I've been part of this group long enough to notice that good changes can happen, even if it feels like it'd be too difficult. As long as she could see that you're trying.
I suppose I've taken the path of least resistance for too long, then. Perhaps that's the lack of trying.
If you need any assistance, I'm around. I'll need you to scratch my back later, though.
Certainly. I'll be in a position to do so. Figuratively speaking, that is.
No, I don't. I can like turn into a cat and start rolling around if I need that.
Lothar moves on. He looks from Elise to the table.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, cool, bye.
He's like, okay, I don't know how to answer this. So we're gonna finish this.
I did it! I made him confused! I win!
Yay! Elise wins! Troop Seekers
Elise
win!
wins.
Group Therapy wins!
Group therapy, Troop Seekers, yippee!
Well, Prince, sounds like you found your third answer.
So it seems. Consider me thoroughly vested in this philosophy. Go ahead, roll insight, Kess. Give me an
Can I roll
insight
too?
check. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
I put a lot
Whoever-
into this. I need to know.
Whoever is sussy of him,
Damn.
feel free to roll insight.
34, 35, 31, let's go!
Alright, so the DC to beat for this check is a 28.
Damn it!
Oh,
Hard DC. That isn't sussy sheep requests.
That's your first
Um,
mistake, Seta, but we love you.
We do love her.
So, Elise, Amalthea, and Hunter. The three of you feel like Lothar is pondering your answers, and you get the feeling that while pleased with the answers, and it's given him a lot to think about, you can definitely see his brain churning a little bit to decide on what direction to go from here.
Perfect. That's just
He's
what-
not exactly. Yeah, he's not opposed to your suggestion. In fact, for someone who's been, from what you can tell, so assuredly working on his own, hearing your different perspectives might have jostled something in him.
I thank Rex for this.
Yeah.
Well, you've all been sincere with me, and done my best to be sincere with you. I suppose there's one other matter that I believe I can trust you with.
What's that?
I suppose you should know the face of the true enemy. At least one of them.
part where you're gonna tell us the Aristotelians or something.
You know about this already then.
Yes, we do.
Not now. I was going to reveal that, but okay.
Well, it takes it, polishes off her wine glass.
Orcus certainly is a threat, and I intend to deal with him.
I heard the
However-
one above him.
Go ahead.
I heard the one above him.
One above him.
Is that not where we were going?
No, in fact, one above
Oh.
Orcus is news to me. Please
Oh,
elaborate.
damn. Oh, well, fuck. That's bad information control on my part. Sorry.
Wow, you really fucked that one up.
Hey, you did worse.
Finally,
I
it's not
did
me.
worse.
It's not me revealing a secret for once.
It was
Okay.
obvious what he was doing with us.
Was it?
Proceed.
Okay, beyond the point. I was getting tortured because I told him I was going to eat him. And then someone told him to stop doing that because it's childish. And it was kind of a neutral man's voice. That's all I got though, because I was being tortured.
I see. Well, that certainly is an issue, but we'll deal with that once it gets to there. No. The true enemy is actually Asmodeus himself, the one I'm reincarnated from.
Like I was
You
saying,
see...
Listen, it made sense to me. Okay? Whatever.
If you know that I'm Asmodeus' fragment, you might know that I was born in order to act as Asmodeus' extension in dealing with Orcus. However, that is not Asmodeus' true goal. What Asmodeus truly wants is the Crest of Ardale.
Take away the protection covering the continent. The whole place is open for conquering.
Oh, the Crest alone, in anyone's hands, would give them insurmountable power.
I take it we can assume that's who's been taking the piece of the Crest.
Oh, could you repeat that?
I take it we can assume that's been who's been taking the piece of the Crest.
I'm sorry, I can't make out your words.
It's okay. She was saying, then that's who we can assume is taking the pieces of the crest.
Okay, gotcha. And Lothar is going to give a shake of his head before saying, not entirely wrong. He's made a gambit for the crest piece in Elsegard, while the issues in Davarok were happening. Fortunately, he failed.
Okay, I'm gonna say this out of character. Gang, is this where we tell him the Rionin one is gone? Excellent conversation, thank you.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, we can. We're being this honest with him. Fucking go balls to the wall. Why not?
Yeah, I was moving things around. I think we
That's
should
fine.
probably just go ahead.
Okay, because in that case, I'm going to be the one to reveal it, because at that point, then she's just going to just say, the Rionin one is gone.
Is it
It has-
now?
If Asmodeus made moves to get the one here, who sent that party to go get the other one? She manages to avoid saying my family.
Well, so long as Asmodeus doesn't get all 3 fragments, then I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but at least it's not the worst thing.
If I may ask, you said that he had attempted during the time that the issues in Dave Rock were occurring. Do you happen to know how he had attempted?
He sent devils in the night. He can't make a move in his deific form. He'd have to act through me, but fortunately I have agency over myself right now. So yes, send devils. And I dealt with them along with my forces.
I'm sorry, did you say right now?
Correct.
So you're saying there's a chance he may just pop out? True, you.
It hasn't happened yet, but I can't deny the possibility that it might.
And if it does?
Then let's hope someone is around, close enough to kill me.
I'm sure there's another way to stop or prevent that from happening.
Well, if there is such a way, then I'll be sure to look into it and find it. But a deity like Asmodeus isn't easily denied.
It's impossible.
Wait, could you repeat that?
That doesn't mean it's impossible. However, you're gonna have to stop taking the easy way of things and start building up your strength if you hope to be of any use against him.
Oh, of course, that's the right button. Well, you're certainly right about that. And
If
with
you're-
that... Oh, yes, go ahead.
If you're aware on the Asmodeus end, you must understand why I want to shoo away from storming the throne, yes?
Not exactly. Explain, if you would.
You have a fragment of something in you that is, I believe, evil. And storming the throne would be an evil act. And you're uncertain if it could ever pop out of you.
Really,
Are you saying... Oh, go ahead.
Really, wasn't that just what your question was about in the first place? You're just projecting your own insecurities onto us.
Damn.
Certainly, I can see how it would be a concern then if an evil act would exacerbate Asmodeus's control. I hadn't considered that possibility. He's so smart. There are often certain... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, start to consider it if you really care about yourself. Or rather, if you really care about the people around you that you care so much about. take action for yourself. Not some little god that's hiding in your head.
Well, I'll certainly agree to your proposition then, if that's the situation.
Glad we can start to see eye to eye then.
Certainly. Well, that's enough philosophy for now, I think. We all have quite a bit to think on. We haven't even had dinner yet.
Really, where is that food?
Well, we have 1.5 chefs working for a banquet of 10 people. Or more than 10 people.
Sounds highly inefficient. And you planned this for us.
The less people who were here, the better. I was planning
Wait.
on people who were reliable. Go ahead.
Wait. 1.5.
1.5?
Who is only half?
Wouldn't you like to know what they're both?
Yeah, I would.
Don't worry about that.
I'm certainly going to worry about it, but alright. Goes back to drinking wine.
And after all this time, Vishop will finally return with a tray of food. As he,
Yay!
and also he distributes it around to placing your respective plates in front of you. As he takes his place behind Lothar again.
Sorry, I mean, am I allowed to still talk, or should I?
Oh, by all means, talk if you'd like.
I mean, about things. Looking at person who entered the room.
And Lothar is going to say, "Oh, don't mind them. Anyone in this room right now, you're welcome to share anything with."
Okay, so do you still want us out of the Valruth stuff? I don't need to interact with what they're doing. I would like to go there for personal reasons.
I don't see any reason that you can't anymore, or shouldn't. Even before, it's not as if you couldn't, it was simply a request. I'll rescind that request, given light of new things.
I still think it's in your best interest to let that simmer a bit rather than stamp it. But yeah, I still need to go there for a bit.
In that case, I'll pull back some of my forces that are part of the main military, under the pretense that it's for border control and keeping the people safe. That should keep the military weak enough to be unable to stamp out Valruth completely.
Have your
If
guards
anything-
give false reports that in Valruth and in the south, both of them are moving in on you harder.
Spreading misinformation. Certainly, that can be done.
Information that benefits you.
Correct. From a battle standpoint, do you know what one of Valruth's greatest strengths are?
Everyone there is a fucking asshole? No. The water?
The water is one thing, However, another thing is that Falruth's walls are nearly insurmountable. 10,000 soldiers could be attacking, and 10,000 men would be easily repelled. It's one of, if not the most well-defended fortresses on this continent.
Which made it a good distraction for your previous means.
Correct. The longer the military of Halsigard lingered in that area, the longer I would have to work here.
Here's the thing. If we're going into Falruth, or at least I want to, we could spread info or weaponry to the people there if you want to bolster their forces to make more of a facade of them being able to take you down.
And if we get caught?
Well, I just assume we won't get caught. And also, we're doing it for you, so your forces should probably not murder us, but...
I'll certainly let them know. I'll give my forces description of who to avoid. And
let us
know
if you want to plant. Yeah, go on.
I'll be sure to relay that information to my insiders in Falruth as well. That way, both sides should be pretty... what's the word? Fuck. That way, both sides should be pretty tolerant of you. As far as weapons and money goes, I'll be sure to have that provided to you if you try to smuggle those into Falruth.
Just keep us informed.
Certainly. Now, this, so far, is much more to my benefit than is to yours. How can I sweeten the deal for all of you?
My ultimate goal is just to stamp out Orcus, so...
Information. Access. Unfettered access to as much information that you can possibly give us.
In that case, once I take the throne after all this comes to an end, I can grant you access to both the Royal Library and also up to Astralis in the main library itself.
Oh, also, if for something much more immediate, some of my friends were caught in a restricted section. If you could maybe put in a word to get them unbanned, that would be lovely.
I'll send a letter. I'll have your friends unbanned by the morrow.
Sataria looks thankful, but also very awkward.
And Kylus, as Lothar says this, Kylus is going to say, "Appreciate it, Prince Man." Prince Man.
What do you know? What do you know about Orcus and what he has planned?
Unfortunately, not as much as I'd like. I know his forces are scattered throughout the continent, but I don't exactly know where he is, apart from he's across the heretical sea.
Okay, you've got the sea. My ultimate goal that I gave to my benefactor, same word, is we need to get power from each of the primary nations. If we amass that, then we have what we need to siege. If you take the throne, obviously you have the power here, which I would greatly appreciate. if you can sweeten the deal on both up north and south for getting more, I'd appreciate that as well. We're probably gonna. So it's not on the block now because probably gonna get us killed. But we do have to deal with Tilia as well. So if you want to support that, which gives us more power, which sort of circular motion, yeah.
Well, consider my forces committed to the cause of taking down Orcus once I become king. As far as sweeten the deal with the north and south, I'll send missives to entreat them and call a council of some manner. In the past, councils have often been held between the nations in secrecy. If Kurukshetra is willing to participate in one given recent event, then I'll put in a good word for all of you as well.
We might be headed down there soon, so we might need it.
Understood? Consider it done then. And Lothar is going to... he's going to gesture to Vishap, who goes around and refills all of your wine glasses for you. And Lothar is going to raise his to say, a toast then to this agreement.
How about you supposed to drink when you toast?
Just a sip, or you can have the whole glass, but in polite society, usually a sip.
Okay, I'll sip.
Zealous raises
glass
his
up.
glass.
Althea raises her glass.
Guess I'll raise your glass.
Hunter raises her glass.
Do I have to say that too?
Why not? Fuck it.
So,
It's
Centauri isn't really
it's
drink,
ritual
but-
now.
Okay, she raises her glass.
She can just raise it for Clinkies.
for Clinkies, yes. Just pretend that everybody's a little more squished in.
Yeah, she'll just raise her glass and then later she'll put it down and kind of slide it to Kyla so he can drink it.
Amazing.
Aw.
Kylus was gonna ask for it anyway, since you didn't want to drink it. And as you slide it over, Kylus looks at his wine glass and your wine glass as he picks up both. And you see the light bulb. You see the light bulb go off in his brain. In fact, his ears brighten from some of his fire genasi self,
Oh my goodness.
No.
and he's going to try and drink from both wine glasses at the exact same
my-
time.
Kylus, no!
Kylus!
Taria's gonna try to grab it back before he does.
I want to see this.
As you
Gently.
And as you stop Kylus, he looks a bit disappointed. And, in fact, even Lothar sort of leans to the side, to his left a bit, so he can, like, look in this direction. And he's going to say, no, by all means, please continue. I'd like to see this.
My God.
I'm invested. Go for it.
And Centauri moves her hand and she kind of looks a little apologetic at Kylus and gives a little awkward smile.
And he's going to return the smile as he plants a kiss on your forehead before saying, okay, in order to make sure it doesn't spill, I have to calculate the way the wine will flow from the trajectory of the glass to my mouth. I'm going to have him roll intelligence first.
Oh no.
Use your gravity
24.
stuff, buddy.
That only works on me, unfortunately. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, gravity stuff?
Yeah. Remember, I can walk on walls and ceilings?
You can walk on walls?
Yeah. Like this. And Kylus is going to
Oh no.
walk towards the wall as he starts walking up it as if it's just like normal ass ground, and he's going to use subjective gravity.
Sadaria kind of stands up in a panic and, uh, i- is that safe?
It is. I can stay here for as long as I want.
You should drink the wine like
Dude.
that.
Extra challenge mode? Yes.
Oh, maybe.
Wait, how would the grab like you're holding them, right? Are they? Where's the liquid going?
So the way Kylos is holding it right now is that if he is horizontal, he's holding the glasses in such a way that they're still pointing upwards towards the ceiling.
For regular gravity, okay.
Yeah, just regular gravity.
I worry that if it spills, the wine will stain your outfit, but I mean, if you want to try.
Oh right, my outfit is pretty nice, actually. And he's going to look down at it.
Yeah, it's very nice actually, but I mean, it's up to you.
Oh, come on, little.
Oh,
What fun is there if there isn't a little risk?
Nice clothes. Or fun.
Clothes can be replaced.
You're right. And it's important to live in the moment, isn't it? Yes! And Kylos is going to dip both wine glasses towards his face.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And one sec, I'll have him roll intelligence one more time to recalculate now that he is horizontal.
the carpet is right there too.
The carpet! This ain't about the carpet!
While this is happening, Elise turns to Lothair like, this is just the shit that happens every day. We're like pretty strong, but this is the level we're at, I'm being honest.
And Lothair is going to say, well, at least... No, I don't know what to say to this situation, actually.
Ignore that.
Just watching. She's got a shit-eating grin going on right now.
Amalfi is collecting the napkins from unused plate settings.
So what happens is, okay, you know when you tilt a glass too slowly?
Yep.
Sometimes instead of like pouring directly down, it like pours like along the side of the glass. So that's what happens at first. And it spills all over like Kylus's like nice like suit and everything. And Kylus immediately stops as he realizes he's going too slow. So then he tilts the glasses a lot more in order to make the drink just like go, you know? But as he does so, he over tips and it splashes all over his face, and both wine glasses are now empty. It's spilled all over this nice like marble flooring right here.
Yeah.
Rushing
His
in
suit's all
already.
stained.
With the napkins.
Why am I unsurprised?
Sadaria will. Sadaria will reach out and. Oh, 1 second.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
While we have a second, Elise turns to Lothair again. These are the people you partnered with for the functional fate of the world, by the way. We're very strong, though.
And Lothar's going to say, well, they say first impressions mean everything, and after Davarok, I've had my first impression, but seeing this, I'm now wholly convinced that second impressions mean much, much more.
Don't worry, he's not the brains of this operation.
And Kylus is going to say, Wait, I'm not the brains?
When
Kylos,
were you
get
the brains?
down. Please get down. She's mopping
Who is the
everything up.
brains? I don't know who the brains is.
It's obviously not me.
What if I want to be the brains sometime?
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, welcome
Hello.
back.
Welcome back.
You're going to have to grow a few brain cells.
Like in a garden?
Anyway.
Hearing this conversation, Satari kind of holds out a hand in the direction of Kylos and, Kylos, dear, maybe you should come back down so we can get you cleaned up a bit.
Oh, yes, right. And Kylos gets down. Amalthea, were you already cleaning the marble flooring?
Yes.
Roll me a dexterity check really quick.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Where's my dexterity? There it is.
Okay, pretty good. You managed to clean up most of the spillage. There's still a bit of wet spots that might be slippery, so I'm gonna have Kylie roll dexterity as well. And since you cleaned up most of it, it will be an easy check.
He's gonna crit fucking fail it. Okay, that's all right.
Okay, he's fine.
Okay.
And Kylos will help you clean up marble flooring as well with his own napkin before he stands up.
And Satari will take her handkerchief and like wipe down his face from the wine spillage.
Ah, thank you.
Of course. And she looks at the handkerchief and she doesn't want to tuck it back into her dress because it'll get dirty, but she kind of just gives him a smile.
And he's going to return your smile as he gives you a quick smooch.
Oh.
Yay. Yay.
Okay.
And Zilius looks.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Zilius was watching this and everything and just kind of smiles slightly to himself before turning to Lothair and he goes, "One small thing. Well, suppose you could say it's not that small, but
Go ahead.
about Emmeram. She's a kind woman. Treat her with equal kindness. That's all I ask."
And you see Lothar's expression shift into a more neutral one, Zilius, as he averts his gaze a little bit. And he's going to say, "You're right. Kindness is more than what she did. No, kindness is absolutely what she deserves. She deserves it in spades." If you know about me, then you must know about her.
Of course.
Then you should know what she was born to do as well.
And he nods.
I intend to kill Orcus before Emmeran ever needs to involve herself with that.
I hope so.
Simply because the Raven Queen willed it does not mean I agree to their. Does not mean I agree to the Raven Queen's wishes.
Could you repeat that? I barely heard that.
Oh, he said, even though the Raven Queen wills it, it does not mean I will abide by her wishes.
Much as I hate to say it, I may have to agree. She's her own person and deserves her own life.
Lothar is going to give a nod in agreement. I'm glad she's found friends in all of you.
Now that Thea has finished cleaning up the mess with the napkins. She kind of has a wad of, wine-soaked napkins, and she's just like, oh god, what do I do with this? But her wine glass is empty, so she's honestly just gonna kind of fold up the napkins into neat squares and then just kind of stick them in her glass. She's gonna sit back down across from Elliot.
And as you stick the napkins in your wine glass, Malthea, Bishop will approach you from behind as he places another wine glass in front of you, a fresh one.
Yay!
And he'll say, "More wine?"
Oh, just a little, thank you.
And he's going to pour you just a little bit and give a cordial bow before stepping back.
And she'll incline her head to him, and then as soon as he walks away, she picks up the glass, downs it, puts it down.
Amazing. I'll say by now, Emran, Amaryllis, and Lucia return, being led by Faceless, and they take their respective seats. There we go, symmetry. Alright, party, so you have your food, you have your wine. You may engage in whatever chat you want until
Everyone's
you
not
feel
sitting
like...
down for me.
Oh, she's not?
No, she's
Refresh your
standing.
page, she sat down.
Did she?
Yeah, she sat down for me.
Oh, she's moving again. There she goes.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I say this out of character. So anybody want to talk about anything amongst ourselves, or we kind of shook the fuck up from that conversation?
How's the sports ball weather?
As the sports ball weather.
Elise is entirely normal about this conversation.
Incredible.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Elise is vibing.
Kess has already been eating.
That's amazing.
She ate all
Elise
the
has been
free.
pushing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Zenlis has just kind of been pushing his food around his plate, trying to make it look like he's been eating.
God, not again.
Habits.
Hunter's not even touching her plate. She's pushed it away, and she's just sort of staring at it with disgust.
Oh, because of the vegetarian stuff?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's like, what is this fucking monstrosity of a dish? What is this soy shit?
Thea actually hadn't touched her food yet either, because she was distracted with the whole conversation and the whole wine thing. And seeing that Hunter is being bratish with the food, she just sighs and pushes her plate over to her and takes the vegetarian one. You eat it.
What did Amalthea order?
She got saffron chicken. So she has a meat dish.
Hunter side eyes Amalthea and then looks down at the dish.
Well, if you're offering it.
Just take it. I don't want her going back hungry.
Fine. I makes sense.
And so the plates have been swapped.
Amalthea.
Yes.
And Elliot will look to you and he's going to say, do you like vegetarian dishes, Amalthea?
Well, for a long time I couldn't eat meats. I got used to vegetarian dishes here and there.
That's fair, but do you like them?
I do, yes. She says, kind of middling. Not sure why he's
And-
asking.
Elliot is going to roll insight on you, to gauge if you are really enjoying vegetarian food.
Oh god.
28. Does it seem like you're being honest, Amalthea? Or are you?
The
go
thing is that she does like vegetarian food, but it was more out of necessity.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
not like
okay.
what she would go to if she had a choice.
That makes sense. So Elliot is going to pick up on the whole, for a long time I was required to thing. And he will quickly swap your plates as well. So now you have a dish of beef and potatoes and carrots as he takes the vegetarian dish.
Elliot, you don't have to. It's
Mmm. I like this lettuce. It's very well seasoned.
what definition? She got like Nuna got like some kind of nice salad, right?
I don't think I ever chose what she got. She got something vegetarian.
Something vegetarian. I'm gonna go to Google and I'm gonna pull up vegetarian food, and it's gonna be the first thing that I pull up.
Okay, it sounds like a terrible idea.
You have a chopped Italian salad. Congratulations.
Chopped Italian salad, amazing.
It has chickpeas and cheese and tomatoes
Italian's
and
real.
olives and cherry tomatoes. Italian's real. Aristinian salad.
Yes, Elliot is going to munch into some tomatoes, potatoes, burritos.
Wow.
You name
I
it.
don't know, just you name it exactly.
You name it.
Seeing is that he didn't totally respond to her. You don't have to. She is just gonna sigh and tuck into the beef dish, but she is going to say, "That was very nice of you. Thank you."
Anytime.
I just want you guys to know that she's not using her utensils. She's just picking the chicken up with her hands.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, pie, very good. That's exactly what we were thinking. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you post?
Hold on.
No
I gotta
mic?
grab
Okay.
it. I gotta grab it.
Yeah, the full clip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's continue though.
Yes,
Yes,
let's
please
continue. That can be
continue.
for afterwards.
Yes.
But yeah, Hunter just picked up the chicken with her hands and she's just like cupping it in her hands as she bites down into it.
Amazing.
Oh good, I'm glad we were all on the same page.
Yes. I got beans, greens, potatoes. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, anyways.
But Luther's going to say, "So, how is the food? Vishop is quite an excellent chef, you know. He's been cooking for hundreds of years."
I have no complaints.
It's good. Very good.
I'm glad. And Bishop's going to bow his head and he's going to say, "I'm grateful. Still, though, when it comes to cooking, I'm no Theodore."
Crazy. Everyone knows him by name.
Everybody knows Theodore.
Mm-hmm.
Theodore, the master chef of all nations. He's the Gordon Ramsay of Ardale. Oh man, yeah.
We need Theodore and the Gordon Ramsays to meet.
Yes.
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 It'd be Theodore going, "Look, it's raw. It's fucking raw." And Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon
Where's...
Ramsay.
Nah, you can't do Gordon like that. Gordon's the goat. And Moran is going to, very pointedly ignoring Lothar, she's actually going to look at you, Zenlius, and she's going to notice your plate. And she's going to say,
Yep.
"Are you avoiding eating again?"
He just kind of looks up because he's been staring at his plate, but just kind of playing with it, and he looks up and just goes, "Hmm? Oh, habits, I suppose."
That's fair, but it'll be a gradual process, but some habits are better broken. Or at least curves on this.
And he tries a bite. I don't even remember what he's got.
You got fish.
It was fish? Probably, yeah.
Got the fish.
Because he likes fish.
Yeah, he likes fish.
Yeah.
And it's mildly seasoned, with some herbs. I give thumbs up. I hate describing food. Please, no, why'd I make this a dinner party?
No,
Why did you make this a dinner party? You did this to yourself.
You did this
I
to
did.
yourself.
We're doing the fucking food thing again.
Yeah.
no, he
I'm
forces
back
a
in the
smile and
fucking building.
he forces a smile and it's good.
And Lothair is going to look to you, Zenlius, and he's going to say, would you like yours remade?
No, don't worry about it.
Well, if there's a request you have, don't hesitate.
Thank you.
Pleasure. And he's then going to ask Amaranth, did you enjoy the gazebo outside? To which, with a very curt answer, she's going to say, yes, it was lovely. Thank you. Which he gives a nod and says, I'm glad. And the conversation fizzles out there again.
Yeah.
You see him very quickly just like it ends there. Very
Shot
brief.
down.
Shot down, yeah.
Aw. He tried.
He tried.
You got a lot of work ahead of you, buddy.
He do. Elise.
Yeah.
Tylus is going to say, as he steps up, really quick, he's going to say, I'll be right back, Sentinel.
Oh, of course. I'll be here.
He'll give a nod before he moves closer. And Kylus is going to say, eating competition?
Oh my
God.
no.
How much do I care about this my reputation with this person? Lothair, if I just started absolutely chowing down, would you think bad of me?
If that's all it took for me to think bad of you, then this nation is doomed.
And here
I think that's
going to
positive.
Elise.
What did you say, Caleb? Sorry.
Said in here I was going to compliment you, said it, Elise.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hello?
Am I? Oh, okay. I don't get this one. Am I not allowed?
Go for it.
That's.
We've
Enjoy
come
yourself.
this far. Go ahead.
Okay, what do we got? Okay. Menu.
You got
You're the one making
You
the
got-
challenge. Hit me.
you got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Oh, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hog, dogs.
Alright, 1 second.
Come on.
And see rest of the menu.
Oh no. Elise slides his plate over to Elise.
Elise slides the plate back
Alright,
with
you got
the look of a very upset cat.
Alright, you got lobster. Fuck, this is too pixelated.
Isn't this lobster because you have to deshell it, and I think that would be very funny.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
You're
You got
right.
lobster bisque, cold asparagus soup, farmer special minestrone soup.
Is this a
Not
soup
soups.
ball?
Soups are too easy.
Those are soup.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
soup.
Should
Give them
be-
roast chickens or
shit.
lobsters.
Actually, that is
Yeah,
the soup menu.
roast
yeah.
chickens and lobsters.
I think
It's
it
like,
should be
like
What's up, Pie?
I think it should be like a fish with just like a lot of bones.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're right.
A lot of bones.
Okay,
So
but
they have to be careful around it.
Do they eat the bones though?
No,
They're going to eat the bones.
I feel like they're going to eat the bones.
But they're gonna stab themselves, and then it's gonna like hurt them. So they have to eat
Elise
around.
ate a whole fucking chicken. I think he will eat the bones.
Bone and all.
Yeah, he ate the whole fucking thing. He threw it down his gullet.
I bet Elise's shits are interesting.
Then what would stop him with the lobster and like eating the shell?
No, but the awesome part is that it wouldn't.
Exactly.
The thing is, though, is at least with shell, you can repurpose and use and eat. Soft shell crab exists. You can eat shell a lot easier than you can eat a bone.
I didn't stop Elise the
Okay,
first
well,
time.
okay, but then like, what if Kylie says that they have to eat the fish, but they can't eat the bones?
Do you think he's gonna say that?
It's Kyle's. Elise is leaving this up to him. He made the
Okay,
challenge.
well-
He picks.
That's true.
He did.
Don't stab yourself on fish bones.
Let the boys handle this.
I've done it. It hurts.
It does. I agree.
Alright. Achilles will say, alright, I've made my decision. Let us feast on crab.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying to pull out the meat from the
Okay.
crab shells. Wait, do you have crab? We have crab. It is. I'll say V-Shop takes about 20 minutes to cook the crabs and brings back a platter of crabs.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm trying to look something up because it's
Okay.
really funny, but I'm not finding it.
Well, what are you trying to look up?
I can
wait, if you tell us
think of a specific animal I know that eats crabs. I'm trying to figure out how they eat crabs.
You could always just be like a shark and just bite down on the whole thing. Fuck it.
All right, I'm not finding this information, so I'm gonna leave it for later.
Alright.
If I think of crab, I always think about crab eating raccoons.
Crab
Oh,
eating
no.
raccoons?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's eating
it's
crab?
a whole type of raccoon.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Raccoon versus crab
Oh, that's
rock.
cute.
Or rock crab.
They're little guys, and they absolutely chow down on crab.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
We come back to coons every time. Here you go. Here's the video of a raccoon eating a blue crab.
Oh, we're totally chewing, but yeah, let's
Yeah.
just go for it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's go, let's go.
Elise, give me... Okay, do you want to describe how you're eating the crab, Any?
Oh, Elise is just going for it, attempting to rip off the shell with teeth, and then like rip off as much as he needs to get his mouth in there, and then get his mouth in there.
Gotcha, okay. Kailus is going to make a fist and just like start trying to crack away at the crabs with like hammer fists. Give me an athletics check and an endurance check, Elise.
Awesome. Well, this is the athletics.
All right.
And a new background feature.
Here we go. Oh.
Yay!
I get to
double-
roll these twice.
That's true. All right, here's Kailus's athletics. Okay, so you
Okay.
both managed to tear down your crabs at equal pace. And as
Yeah.
far as eating speed goes, ooh, you win! You win, Elise. You beat Kailus in the eating contest as you managed to eat managed to eat 5 crabs to his 3.
Amazing.
Elise was thinking about if he needed to transform for this, but he didn't
I see.
apparently.
Indeed.
I'm never
Going
going to
off
lose
that.
one of these.
My party, is there anything else that you want to say or do while you're here? You're welcome to have your idle conversations. If not, you are welcome to leave when you are ready to.
Do we time jump to leaving? Are we expected to like leave at a certain point, or is it just get up and go whenever?
It's time jump, I think.
It would be time jumping to the end of the dinner.
I like that.
So
I'm good with
does anybody have anything left to say, or?
I think
Not at the
there's not
moment.
going to be much until the end of the dinner anyways at this point. It's just sort of filler stuff.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Alright. In that case, we are time jumping to the end of the dinner.
Woohoo!
And Lothair is going to say, well, it's certainly been an excellent dinner, and I'd like to thank you all for attending and humoring me with your answers and our conversations.
Zelmace nods. Thank you, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for inviting us.
It's been enlightening.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and we'll keep in touch.
Of course.
Do we have like is there a way to know when a freaky person is going to be coming up to the door? And like, it's the person you sent and not someone attempting to murder us.
I don't believe I've prepared anything like that for you.
Maybe like a specific knock? In case you send Scary over there again?
Sure, a specific knock works. How about 3 taps, a pause, and then 1 tap?
Got it.
Alright, so 3 taps, a pause, and 1 tap.
Nice. I'm reckoning that if we want to come back here, I'm saying this out of character, we go back to the guild for the night, and then we're free to just come back here the next day.
Yeah, Lothair will have the paperwork ready following morning.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do I sweeten the pot? Bestie, you gave us a house.
Bestie, we have a home.
You are helping him with his ascension plans, so that is good enough for him. Alright, well, if you come back tomorrow, I'll have the paperwork ready for you to sign to pass ownership of the mansion to you. I hope you don't mind, it will be under your collective group name.
Oh no.
Group therapy.
We have a group name?
Or, well, I intend to have all of you sign it individually. At least, you sign.
Okay.
Yes, let him ascend and then watch Asmodeus come out when that happens. Yeah, I have a good feeling that's down the road. We'll be ready for it, don't worry.
Listen, I did my best to make a not evil plan. It's just a devious plan. That's allowed, right?
Yeah, that's allowed.
Just a cheeky little plan.
Cheeky little plan.
It's not even a loophole, so the law devil doesn't specifically like it, so it's fine.
Exactly, yeah. Alright, well, Bishop will escort you out. Have a good night, all of you.
You as well.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. And Thea will push herself up from her seat.
At least there's a little pep in his step.
Ah, nice.
One last thing, if you will.
Yes?
I particularly care what you do with this matter. Just because you were born to do something doesn't mean you can't choose what you want to do with your own life. Don't let someone else decide who you are, little prince.
And with that, she turns to step away.
And as you give that knowledge, Lothar is going to finish off the rest of his wine that he had left lingering. Luce and Emran also turn to take their leave, but Lothar is going to say, Emran, could you wait for a moment? To which she pauses and freezes, and hesitantly turns back to look at Lothar. To which Lothar is going to say, I'm sorry for the grief I've given you. I'll strive to correct my mistakes. And Emran is going to... Her expression falters for a moment as her eyes grow a bit soft and almost hopeful before they harden again. And she's going to say, prove it then, before turning away without waiting for his answer.
Oh, that's so fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of work cut out for him.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay, now kiss, no, not yet. Tempo and the Lackeys was decided. Perfect group name. Let's go.
No.
Uh-oh.
The Breakfast Club.
And Bishop will lead you all out the door, and before saying, I hope you have a good night. And Zenlius,
Yes.
when next you see my sister, Aether, could you give her my greetings?
Of course.
Thank you.
It was nice to see you again.
It was nice to see you as well.
Take care, Bishop.
You as well.
And he nods.
Zenlius,
Yes.
roll history for me really quick for a little fun fact.
Ooh, fun fact.
Fun fact.
Do I get the fun fact?
Do we get the
Do I
Yes,
get
you
the fun
do.
fact?
You get the fun fact.
Hey!
You remember that V-Shop was always treated like a little baby by his sister.
Aww. Little baby man.
Little baby.
baby
Little
man.
baby.
Little
Little
baby
baby.
Baby!
Baby man.
Alright, party, where would you like to go next? Back to the guild?
Yeah, it's pretty late. What time is it?
Yeah.
I like how
Um,
we're leaving the house that was gifted to us. This is
Well, we have to get the paperwork in
I
order before we can
suppose.
stay.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think it's still
Yeah.
funny. But yeah, I think we should go back probably.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
back to the guild.
Right, let me change the music.
Elise looks extremely pleased with himself.
Walking next to you, Elliot is going to look at you, Elise, and is going to say, "You look happy, Elise."
I did the talking. And very well, I think.
And
You
Zenlius
did?
leans in, just. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Zenlius leans in, just kind of trying to get out of earshot of V-Shop, and just said, "You did well, Satagonian."
I'm gonna get a bonus. I think. Hopefully.
Provided that
Hopefully.
Iskar isn't mad at you for slipping that extra information, but we'll see.
Yeah, we have to work with them. It's fine. I was told that if he was being honest, I should be honest, so I be honest.
True.
That is true.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, because there's so much fucking clutter, I have to refresh my screen to rejoin as a player to
What?
see what. So basically, I have to rejoin as a player so I can see this map from your guys' perspective.
Oh my god.
Oh.
How many
Just-
fucking GM layer icons do you have on there?
They're probably over 50 or 60.
Why don't you clean them up?
I hate cleaning things up because then I'm like, what if I need this
Bestie-
icon later?
You make a different map.
Make the map a bit bigger than its current size. Fog of War, the bit you're not using, and use it as a GM layer.
Oh, that's so real of you.
Oh, damn, that's big brain.
Like the little players might go, "Oh, what's this black shadow bit on the right?" And the answer is that's where I'm putting all the icons. It's not something special. Until the time it is something special, and you can absolutely dunk on them.
That's so
Wow.
fair. Alright, party, I'm going to bring you back to the Adventurers Guild. And as you return,
Oh, yeah.
it's about 1 a.m. or so. And it's... Oh, it's in copy-paste, you guys. Hold on.
Mhm.
But it's very quiet right now. Basically, everyone has already gone home or has retired in for the night. No, these two would not be here. They would go to their house again. And currently, the only people still in the hall are Time, who has taken over for the rest of his receptionists, Ricard, the Emerald Paladin from before, and Noelle.
She's been banished from her room.
When they enter, upon seeing Noelle and the paladin there, Satari kind of gives them a little wave.
Oh shit, the music's not playing.
I
for
was
you guys.
gonna, yeah. I was about to ask too.
There you go.
Ah, yes.
Night music. Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. And Noelle is going to give a wave as well and a soft smile. And you see that she was playing what's it called? She was playing a lyre. And sort of humming to herself a little bit. And as she notices you, she's going to stand up and approach. To which Ricard will follow.
Noelle, it's late. I'm surprised that you're up at this time.
Hello, Zataria. It's good to see you. Well, I always tend to sleep in later than the rest of my cohorts. I find that the night is a very pleasant time for me to play some music and practice to myself.
Can I insight that to see if she's telling the truth or if she's masking, if she's been kicked out of her room or something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll insight.
I don't see shit.
Damn.
You get a +1.
I'll insight as well.
Oh, I get a
Oh,
plus
hell yeah.
1?
My background.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 18! I get 18!
18, 28. A crit,
Oh my
damn.
god!
Damn, Kiss!
So, Damnuna and Kess, the two of you feel like she's being pretty forthright with you right now. She doesn't seem too perturbed. So, in fact, she seems to be in a pretty decent mood, so it's unlikely that she got kicked out. But you do, Kess, you especially, since you've spoken with her pretty in-depthly earlier today, you do get a different airs about her when she speaks compared to how she was talking before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn.
Nuna.
Damn.
Nuna.
She's right here.
She is.
Well, I don't blame you for staying up to play. It is very peaceful and quiet at night.
It is. Though as far as staying up, I could say the same for you. You have to get your rest, you know.
Yes, of course. We're all going to go rest shortly. We're at a party, so that's why we came back a little late.
You enjoy yourselves?
It was certainly interesting.
You could say that.
It was fun.
As long as you had fun, then I suppose the party does prove it.
It could have been more exciting. It's a little boring, actually.
Hey, in that case, I'll be sure to invite you to one of my parties next time.
Oh, and what do you do at your parties?
Let's just say it's not considered a real party unless at least 2 people have hit the floor.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of time.
Is that a
And-
drunk way or someone died way?
Oh, a drunk way. A drunk way.
Okay.
Either way would be fine.
Wait, what?
Yes, please no killing in my parties.
Oh, come on, with a joke.
Well, I will be the one hosting, so I wanted to specify. Guess, are you looking at her?
Yeah, Kess is just staring at her like very confusingly.
And she's going to she's going to notice you looking at her, Kess, and you're looking sort of confused, and she's going to say, "Is something the matter, Kess?"
You just seem different, that's all.
No, you're right. The one you talked to before was Noel. I'm Yule.
Oh,
I knew it, bro. I knew it. I was just like, the switch of voices, like, she was
I
like
knew
such
it.
like a...
Yeah, I did notice that. Also, the Christmas names. Laughs.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
I'm sorry. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, no, please, it's perfectly fine. It's nice to meet you as well. Though, I'm able to see through Noelle's eyes just as much as she's able to see through mine. This might be the first time you're talking to me, but I'm definitely rather aware of you all.
Damn, is she a Kalistar?
She is an Eladrin, Amalthea. but you're welcome to ask her.
Now I'm nervous.
Alright, what's going on in your head?
Oh, there you go.
Well, Yule is the original. Noel is the name of the sylph that occupied my soul.
Sorry, what? You cut out for me.
Did you say the
Oh.
sylph?
Yeah, the sylph that's occupied her soul.
Ah.
Fascinating.
Yes. Thank you.
Can I like roll some sort of like thing to learn what a sylph or remember what a sylph is? Because I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me a history check, Sataria.
History.
Yeah, because this is different from Kalistar.
Yeah. Okay, so Sataria, you remember in your studies, or actually no, okay. You remember in the stories that your father would tell you, of him encountering various creatures from the Feywild, such as sylphs, who are small fey creatures who often embodied the element of air. They were usually pretty adventurous, and most of them tended to avoid confrontation, though some of them enjoyed messing with people a little bit. In summation, they're silly little guys.
Whether you are Yule or Noel, thank you again for earlier.
Of course, it was my pleasure. Noel might be too scared to tell you this, but I certainly won't be. I certainly am not. But a few of my comrades were rather unhappy with the confrontation earlier. They might try to take action against you when there are no prying eyes, so do be careful.
Right. I do apologize for that. Well, not for, I guess, standing up to them, more just for causing the issues to begin with.
Please, it's quite alright. In fact, I appreciate what you did. Unfortunately, I am in no position to speak out against Ardale myself, but every voice that does is a voice that's appreciated.
Thank you. I mean, it was mostly Cass, and well, if anything, she should get all the thanks. And Satari kind of looks back at Cass.
What is stopping you from saying something?
Unfortunately, that's a personal matter that I can't divulge.
Any particular reason why?
Eladrin's secrecies, I'm afraid. I can say no more.
Is it because of the man behind you? Kind of just nods her head with the paladin behind her.
Oh no, Ricard is perfectly fine. He's harmless. No, my dealings are specifically with Ardale.
Well, if you need assistance and, well, anything, or if you need to maybe leave, if that's ever in your interest, please let us know.
When that day comes, I'll be sure to find you all. I imagine your company will be much more enjoyable to that of Ardale.
I would say so. Enjoyable and definitely a little hectic.
Well, that's certainly fine. Hectic is not something that I'm unaccustomed to.
Oh, you all, if you don't mind, may I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
And Sadara kind of fiddles with the front of her dress a little bit, and earlier when I'm guessing when Noelle was up front, she kept, despite not being in my current sun soul form, she kept mentioning that I was an Eladrin or looked like one, which is a little odd to me as I'm very clearly not Eladrin.
Hmm.
You might know why?
Some selves are capable of viewing one's... How do I put this? They perceive the world in ways that most people sometimes do not. Something about you must have seemed very much like an Eladrin.
Oh, I see. And she still looks a little confused and, like of course, her question wasn't like thoroughly answered, but she doesn't push for more and just gives you all a smile.
As you give you a smile, it seems she's still trying to think on that after giving you her initial answer. And she's going to inspect you. She's going to say, then again, there are some Eladrins who are blue, have pointed ears, sometimes shorter. She could have been mistaken.
And Satari kind of reaches up to her ear and fiddles with the little point, and I suppose my slightly pointed ears might be the reason.
Well, I'll certainly be sure to ask her when she wakes up.
If you don't mind.
Of course. Now then, I've kept you all for too long. I imagine you'll want to get your rest.
Do you have a room to retire to?
I do, though it's not in the guild hall. My coalition has our own house.
You see?
It's pretty common for high-ranking groups to have their own houses. The Trailblazers themselves live quite close to us.
So I'm sorry, what?
Oh yes, the Trailblazers live quite close to us.
Here it is.
Kind of looks back at Kylus and
You guys have a house?
And Kylus looks a bit embarrassed, and he's going to say, "Yes, by the time I remembered, you already paid for the rooms, so I didn't know what to say. I'll pay you back for the rooms for the rooms you spent, but yes, we have a house."
Oh,
You've been adventuring with us for how long now, and you never mentioned this once?
There's going to be 5 of us piled in one room, like 6 in another.
Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, people forget all the time. You don't have to pay us.
A house.
Oh, it happens. I mean, when you're like adventuring, you don't really stay at a house that much. So, I mean, it's understandable that he forgot.
And truthfully, home to me right now is wherever Sitaria is.
Okay, that does it. Let's go, please.
Sataria looks very flustered and she kind of quickly turns around, shy.
Aww.
Wait a second.
Oh, yes?
She's flustered.
No.
No!
Right.
No!
Sitaria.
I am turning this way.
Rolling during Sitaria.
Thea is turning away towards Hunter.
Okay, I think we're good.
You're fine for now.
For now. I mean, at this point, I've passed a lot of endurance checks. I feel like she doesn't, have these flashbangs anymore.
That's up to the DM to decide.
Damn it.
A little longer. A little longer, my child. My daughter. Sitaria.
Tilipilip womping it up.
Oh no.
Yes.
Please no.
And Yul's going to look sort of confused and she's going to say, "Why are you turning away, Cass?"
Oh, our popular sunshine over here has a habit of flashbanging all of us, if you will.
I don't mean to.
Yeah, right. It only happens when she's flustered or embarrassed.
Now I wish I could have seen it.
No,
You
you
really
don't. You don't.
I understand. In any case, you two are very cute. He's going to say to you, Sataria, about you and Kylus.
Thank you.
Of course.
Cass is turning away again.
No!
Anyways, if we're done here, then let's get going.
And Kylus is going to quickly chime in. He's going to say, do we want to go upstairs or do we want to go to the Trailblazer house?
Well, right now I want to change.
Right.
Trying to get out of this ridiculous thing.
And I do want to check on Mama and Alaya.
Do we keep these clothes?
I guess so.
I think I'll throw mine out the window.
By the way, Seroganin, I meant to say earlier. And he looks a little just off to the side. You looked really nice tonight.
Thank you. I don't wear blue much.
Looks good on you.
Oh no! The Fujo gaze!
Oh no!
The Fujo gaze! Alright, come on.
And Yule's going to give you all a smile. She's going to say, "Have a good night."
You too. I hope I can see you in the morning.
Well, I'll certainly be here earlier in the morning, but we might be leaving soon and afterwards. So, if we do, then I'll see you next time. But if we're still around, I'll see you in the morning.
Alright, well, if I don't see you, I hope you have safe travels.
Thank you. In fact, it's about time that I leave myself. So have a good night.
Good night.
Before though, Sitaria, could you hold out your hand for me?
Oh, of course. And Sataria will hold out her hand.
And as you do so, Yul's going to place something in your hand as she then sort of just like squeezes and then lets go before smiling and walking past, to which Ricard will follow.
Alamori.
Could you repeat that?
Alamori.
Ah, okay.
Means good night.
Yes. And Yul's going to say, Alamori.
And
Go ahead.
no, I was doing Elise muttering and then Mori. Like to himself, don't worry about it.
Zelius actually smiles at that.
And once Yule walks away, Sataria will just look to see what she had placed in her hand.
And you placed a diamond pendant in your hand.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The pendant is sort of like long shaped. Hold on. Okay, let me get like a reference image. I'll put no mic.
Ooh.
It's something similar to this.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Just cause, you know,
Ooh, pretty.
it's a fantasy world, I'm gonna do an Arcana check.
Alright, go ahead. Roll me an Arcana check. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Sataria. Sataria.
Mhm.
You can definitely tell that this is an enchanted piece of equipment. And
Yeah.
the enchantment is one such that it, in a way, shields your mind from internal influences.
Huh.
That's ominous.
That is.
Internal influences? What does that
Internal
mean?
influences.
I feel like that's more for Nuna, but okay, thank you.
It'd be good for a Kalistar to have too.
Gets really close. Have you considered there's something in your head?
I mean, you could always gift it to her.
Have you considered that something is going on with you?
There are
you
several
considered-
people that this would be actually applicable towards that we have met.
I know.
Possibly yourself, by the way. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You have a freak in your head.
Sataria, like, at first, when she was first looking at it, she was in awe at how pretty it was, and then, like, when she kind of, like, inspected it in terms of Arcana and whatnot, she frowns just a little bit, but, she carefully, well, she doesn't have any pockets right now, she's in a dress, but, she'll carefully fold it back into her hand, and, she'll put it away when she gets to her room. Maybe put it on, in the morning.
The morning.
Alright. Real fast. As
Yo.
Elise begins to walk away, I don't think he stayed there for that entire conversation. He didn't care. But he like leans over to Zemlius a bit and goes, I liked your hair, by the way.
That actually elicits a blush on his face.
And then is quickly gone.
He's actually just kind of stunned, standing there and just kind of like Holds onto his hair a little bit.
Ah.
Extremely gay.
So gay.
Mm-hmm.
Holds a hand up to my head, beaming gay thoughts at you.
I'm sensing.
Gay, 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 gay.
Gay, 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 homosexual, gay,
It's
gay,
like
gay,
I can
gay.
still hear his voice.
Gay, 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 homosexual, gay, gay, gay. Anyways.
All right.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do?
Hunter's
Yes,
long gone.
actually.
Go on.
So as people are starting to go back to the rooms and everything, Elise is actually going to call to Zataria. Goes, Nenen, may I speak with you for a moment?
And Sataria was just starting to step away, and she's kind of inspecting the necklace. But when she hears the nickname that Zenlius gave her, she looks up and smiles over at him. And yes, of course. And
Thank you.
she looks at Kailus and well, I guess this is where we part ways for the night?
Yeah, I'll go on ahead and wait up for you closer to the doors, and then we can say goodbye there, or good night there.
Alright, you don't have to wait, but I'll see you soon then.
I'll see you then. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't even know where to begin. I suppose it's... Let's sit down.
For sure.
He goes to the bench over there. And he's just kind of sitting there. He's got his hands in his lap, but he's just kind of twiddling his thumbs a little bit in thought. It's about the question Lothair had posed to us, and well, in these sort of matters, I value your honesty and your perspective.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it was a very unfair question to ask everybody.
It was indeed. But I've always... Well, I considered it naive to begin with. You've shown me that... How do I say this? You've shown me that you can do things with hope. And that I've come to... I suppose no. And he sighs and he puts his head between his hands and just... Zataria, I've done terrible, terrible things in my life. I've abandoned my people, destroyed the lives of many, and killed thousands more in a fit of anger. The things I've done to find information, and the things I've been willing to do for more, and the things I'm still willing to do. No one should condone my actions. And yet I have to ask you, do you think I could ever be considered a good person?
And Soteria quietly listens to Zenlius speak, and she was at first watching Zenlius, but when he posed the question, she kind of looks away from him for a moment, before looking back, and she just smiles softly and, well, we've been traveling together for many months now, and you've grown, and so have I, and so has each one of our friends. It may have been a tragic thing that had been done in the past, and you may never feel like you could be forgiven for it, or you could ever condone for your actions. But I can see that you are trying your best, and you are working your way towards being a better version of yourself. And you're very fun to be around. More
And he
so.
tilts his. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He tilts his head at that, just like fun.
And Sidari kind of laughs a little and gives a nod. Well, much more compared to when we first met. How I value someone is not based off their past actions or their current actions. It is more so whether or not they're striving to be better and become better.
I see.
And is that not what you are doing?
It is. And yet I fear that I may never be able to forgive myself.
You may not be able to, and I know how it feels. It is not at the scale of what you had experienced, but I understand the feeling, and I could never forgive myself for it. But my past has led me to here and now, which means getting to meet everybody, learning to love Kylus, finding my mom, and as much as my past is something I don't like to think about at times, it led me here, and I would never change it for anything.
I suppose. And you've done wonderfully, Nanan. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, and she kind of blushes a little bit, and thank you. There's still a lot for me to learn and, well, figure out.
Well, you're on the right path.
And so are you, Zenlius. Please don't be so hard on yourself.
And he just goes quiet at that. I suppose I could try.
And that's what matters. And
Thank you, Nanan.
oh, yes, of course. And Sataria, after saying that, kind of, she's again still just sitting there, but this time she's kind of watching Zenlius's face. She looks like she wants to ask something, but doesn't want to be too forward.
Is it obvious that she's like?
Yeah,
Do I have...
she's like,
Okay.
she's staring at him.
Okay. What is it?
Well, and this time she looks away and she's not looking at him when she speaks, and I just
I really wish I could hug you.
Oh.
Aww.
I see.
Not that you have to. I I understand that there's reasons, and I never want to push you or anything, but it just, seems like you might need a hug.
And Zenlius just shakes his head and he goes, I'm sorry, no, I can't.
No, I know. I'm not upset.
Maybe someday.
And Zataria smiles, and I look forward to that day.
I can't guarantee it, though.
That's alright.
I should let you get to bed. You need your rest.
Right. It is very late, but if you do need anything, Zenlius, please don't hesitate to ask or speak to me.
Thank you.
Well, have a good night, Zenlius.
You as well.
And again, Zataria gives him a smile, and she stands and she steps away, turns around, and gives a little wave before she heads over to where I'm guessing everybody's kind of gone at this point, but she'll head over to the door to go upstairs.
Sounds good.
Zenlius is just going to start to slowly make his way. I'm curious as to what Cass is doing there still.
What would I do?
Just staring.
Oh. She was just watching. I saw it, man. A little side glances.
Just watching.
Just watching.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
watching?
just
Okay.
watching. I think I'll probably be calling session here. I have to step away for like
Yeah.
a minute or two.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and call it here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.